Don, I don't know if this is the story you were alluding to. You said Alan Moore was stirring some issues again. So I looked up Alan Moore and I found this one. I thought it was interesting.
What did he
Alan
do now?
Moore's new graphic novel will teach spells and how to communicate with the dead. It's
You mean
due out
like
in
like you
June.
mean like his like like with himself with his
Well, Alan
His
Moore
snake guy.
for a long time has preached that he's a witch and that he
oh dear
does all this
goddess.
stuff.
He's a
So
warlock. Dave, come on.
no,
He's a
no, no, no.
witch.
Warlock means um promise or no, no, covenant breaker or something like that. Promise breaker. Like it's actually people I know that are into all this stuff say warlock is actually a bad word. You're either a wizard or a witch, not a warlock. Um,
Well, I've
Warlock
seen
was
his
a
beard.
slur.
He's a
Yeah,
wizard.
Warlock was a slur, and
right.
now he can communicate with his career, right? Because
So, so yeah, I don't know if that's the story you meant, Don, but I thought that
No,
I thought it was
The
interesting
story
that
Don meant is actually 10 years old, but has just caught some traction because the
the
internet.
internet.
yeah, exactly. It's like
hilarious.
no. What I was talking about is if you ask Alan Moore about superhero comics, he's going to call them stupid and juvenile every
Yeah,
time you ask him.
it's
Oh, every
he's
now
it,
and then it just
that's been
yeah.
his point for years. It's why he created the Watchmen because he thought superhero comics were stupid, and like this is in the real world, this is what would happen with
It's
superheroes.
not exactly true.
It is to a point.
He loved
And he got
superhero
screwed.
comics,
Like
and he
he
wanted
got
to
Yeah, he did
elevate
get
them.
screwed out, but he's also the guy that hates everything that has happened to his comics after he put them out. Anything that's gone popular, he like ends up hating, right?
and that's fine, but they still stick a microphone in his face. And it's like if you come to me and you say, Don, tell me about your ex-wife. How do you feel about her? And I'd be like, well, I think she's a stupid
Yeah,
bitch. She tried to, like you know what you're gonna get. So why?
yeah. Just stop asking him. And
Yeah.
it's also he's usually not wrong.
In
He
what
is
way?
brilliant. He's very 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 smart.
I mean, just the particular comment that Don was alluding to that's 10 years old that people are like all up in arms about. It's something he said in like whatever 2014.
I mean,
was-
I
It
agree
was
with.
about how,
Go ahead.
like, for example, he said he doesn't like the term. He didn't like the term graphic novels
Okay.
because a graphic novel. Because he's like, for example, he's saying like, this is not a graphic novel. This is a bunch of comic books stapled together.
Yes.
And so
yes.
it's like a graphic novel is a complete work, and he's like, and that's true. That's just like a semantic thing that got away from this. It's millennials
No.
saying literally.
Because there are things
Not
that
figuratively.
there are things that are written as a complete story, which are graphic novels, and there's then the industry decided like, oh, let's take the last 4 issues of Spider-Man, put them together, and sell it. They don't call it
Those
a
are
collected
trades.
edition; they call it a graphic novel.
Yeah, but
They say-
everyone just lumps everything together and says graphic novels, and that's
Yes.
incorrect, and he's right.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. I think also I do think there's an issue with superhero comics because they've gone on for so long. The same story, they do get repetitive and stupid at points. But yeah. But he's going to teach children magic and how to communicate with the dead, so everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
If it was the 1980s, we'd really have the torches and pitchforks out. But I guess nowadays you could do that.
Nobody's even going
What's-
to hear about it.
What's the last really big thing that he's put out? I'm trying to think.
I mean, all the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen stuff, all those.
I was about to say, is it League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? But
he
that's a
basically
couple
retired
decades.
from. Well,
Yeah.
no, there were some follow-ups that were pretty recent,
Oh, okay.
and then
And-
he's been doing, like, he did this really big novel called Jerusalem, and he did a book of short stories. The name escapes me, but he's been doing prose. He's basically been out of
Yeah.
doing graphic
He's got
novels.
screwed over by the comic book industry in a lot of ways too. Not in the sense of a lot of the stuff he did for like DC and whatnot, were works for hire, and in his mind, it was a complete story for Watchmen, and that was it. It was done, and they were like, "How can we make more money off of this?" And he didn't want any
Well,
part
and-
of it.
He was supposed to get the rights, and then they told him, "Oh, well, you can have the rights when we stop printing the book." And then they
Yeah,
just
once it's
keep
out of
printing
print, because nothing ever stayed in print then, so
Yeah.
it was a good deal to make. And then it's had over 30 printings. They've kept it in print.
John, I think you and I are spiritual kin from Kassan. Um,
I'm so
Kassan,
sorry.
John has
Kassan.
no soul.
Yeah, Kasan. I wouldn't brag about that. Nobody wants to be associated with me like
There's
that.
2 Johns running around on this
Hassan, how
earth.
bad do you feel about yourself?
No! John, Kassan also said it should be called an omnibus. Omnibus is like a larger collection. Like I have a Superman omnibus from the early books, which is
Yeah,
like
but a
huge.
collection of other of comic books instead of
Yes.
like an actual. Yeah,
But I mean, it's not just 4. It's like almost a decade's worth of books combined.
So like 500 pages of a
Yeah.
phone book. I brought Superman comics so we can look at Superman costumes while we talk.
Yes, that's.
Oh, excellent.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast. And don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.